Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another Connoisseurs Conversation. Now, guys and gals, if you're anything like me, you are a person that has a really fulfilling enjoyment for leather-based, oudi, and amber-based fragrances. Those are my genres for any time of wear, any time of year. And sometimes I do find it hard to pull off these type of fragrances in the warm climate. Today, I want to present to you guys in this Connoisseurs Conversation 3 fragrances that have been in my collection. One is brand new that I'm fully and just ultimately enjoying just to put on for evening wear that really fulfills my need to wear my favorite genre of fragrances. These are spicy, amber-based fragrances that have a nice aromatic touch to them overall that gives you an appealing, sensual, and alluring base, but while leaving you aromatic, fresh, and spicy. If this sounds like the type of content you think you'll enjoy, pull up a seat, pour a glass, and of course, let's enhance. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Dry Down. This is the channel where we aspire to enhance and elevate our olfactive sensory experiences through the understanding of the different aromas, facets, and nuances of scent, cigars, and wines. I'm your host, Chris. Welcome to today's experience. As stated in the opening monologue, I have a list for you guys today it came into my mind to give this fragrance a review that is from the house of Widian, formerly known as AJ Arabia. And this is from their Velvet collection. This is Baniyas. Now, these fragrances here, including Baniyas, are very sensual-based fragrances with an aromatic, formal touch to them that you can't go wrong with, in my honest opinion, in spring wear. These are scents that really captivate, they're interesting, they're alluring, and they also can lead to a very grand and of grandeur signature scent style for any person. These are also scents that lean sweet floral, but have a very good masculine touch, masculine appeal that won't lean too far into the feminine, but will give you the florals that you desire to have the feminine nose come in and be attracted to you. So first I'm going to start out with the fragrance Baniyas. Baniyas is a very sweet, warm, inviting fragrance. It's built off the opening chords of bergamot, artemisia, and lavender. This is a lavender-based aromatic fragrance. The lavender is a very sweet, provincial aromatic lavender that stays with that earthy, absinthe style of artemisia throughout the fragrance. It then opens into a mid that has a very lush, woody over and undertone of oud and cedar wood, along with a nice touch of a aromatic, inviting floral geranium. Now, Baniyas, and I'm going to show you the packaging as well for this particular scent. It's one that as far as AJ Arabia goes, / Widian, they build some of the best perfumes that lead you to an East meets West. And what I mean by that, this is a fragrance that is built for the Western consumer. The Western nose is very nicely done, aromatic, no sharp edges, it's very round. Almost, if you think it ethereally, is oval shaped. It has these obtuse angles that go out and reach into different formal settings, or different aromatic settings, and or different composition settings. To me, this is a scent that swings a grand pendulum because it's very complex in the way its facets are presented. It opens, as I stated, with the artemisia and lavender. And the way that comes out, the opening, the 5-minute opening, can be very feminine leaning. You have to get past it, especially if you're masculine, you have to get past the first 5 minutes of the leaning of femininity in this particular fragrance. If you can't stand that, this is not the fragrance for you. But if you are a person confident in your magnetism, confident in your maleness, confident in your masculinity, this is a scent you can pull off without a hitch. Very aromatic the way it opens up with the lavender along with the geranium accords. Sensual. It has an oak moss Everneal, which is an oak moss synthetic that comes through in this fragrance throughout the wearing of it. Very beast mode, sensual, sexy, alluring. It conjures all of the things that you want from an ambery standpoint of a fragrance while adding aromatic touches. You get this very well-rounded 4 to 5 hour developing fragrance. The dry down comes in very late in this fragrance. I'm gonna say around the 5 hour mark, and it stays at a 1.5 to 2 foot radius from the skin. A very, very good extrait perfume that has a great presence for itself. It also, in the base of this particular scent, if you are a fan of sweet sandalwood, this is one of those scents that comes across as very, very sensual, very sexy, with the milky sweetness of a thick layer of sandalwood. I'm enjoying this fragrance right now. Not only I had it on my radar for quite some time, tested it, thought it was one that I wanted to have in my collection. The other week I pulled the trigger and I've been wearing it off and on, getting the sense and feel of how I want to put this in my collection and rotation. And I've come up with a sweet spot to put this in my rotation, and that is for Sunday brunches. I put this on this past Sunday for my 4th wearing of this particular scent and got so many compliments from this particular scent for my Sunday brunch. It is one of those grand scents that really pulls in the feminine nose, stays masculine on the masculine skin. What you get most from the masculine skin is the woody, oud-based cedar and sandalwood with the Provençal lavender with a slight touch of fruity, sweet geranium and artemisia. A great scent. The packaging that this particular scent comes in is phenomenal as well. This is the actual box. Comes in Baniyas, the Velvet Collection. This is the outer packaging. Slide open. And what you have inside is a coffret style of box. This is the traditional Widian box. Pull out slide. Very sturdy wood box. And the fragrance comes sitting inside of its carve out. Very, very nicely done packaging for this particular scent. A great scent overall. I'm very much so, like I said, enjoying wearing this particular scent. It is one that I've come to enjoy greatly for those spring temperatures that just, you can't go wrong with the spring fragrance that really sets the tone for sensuality and allure for yourself and gives your partner something to really cuddle up to later in the evening. And that's exactly what this fragrance does for you if you wear Baniyas. Starting, give it a 6-hour time frame. You can't go wrong with this particular scent. So guys, next up, what I have in this particular rotation of scents for you in the connoisseurs conversation. This is the scent Dhajala by Xerjoff. This for Xerjoff was a feminine targeted fragrance, and still on their websites and all of their marketing, it's a feminine targeted fragrance. I have no idea why this is a feminine targeted fragrance. This is a perfect unisex scent for green, fresh aromatic, woody, and spicy tones that can just pull in any nose and give you a sense of attractiveness, a sense of well-established and well-being, but also just comes in with unfurling of so many different accords that lean toward the aromatic, ambery sweetness that you would like to have on your skin in springtime and summertime wear. Opens up very nicely done citrus. You know how Xerjoff does with the citrus accords. It has a nice orange blossom and a bergamot accord it opens up with. Also, the thing about this particular scent that makes it so captivating for the masculine skin is a trick that they pulled off with this green galbanum that opens in the fragrance and goes the entirety of this particular scent. It also has a base of ambery musk, rose, pink pepper, a jasmine accord, and also a balsam that makes this one of those scents that goes ambery for you. So all in all, with this particular scent, what you're going to get is one of Xerjoff's famous touches of citrus. A green galbanum, a sweet touch of the balsam they use comes across to me as a sweet, pasty, sticky, sweet balsam resin that the texture of it, you can feel it just sticky between your fingers. It's a very thick balsam accord that goes with a sweetness that never goes overbearing to a childish or juvenile sweetness. This is very sensual, very sexy, very well laid out fragrance. The composition is very, very complex the way it comes across. Like I said, rose in the heart, jasmine in the heart, mingle with the pink pepper that gives it a brightness. A very, very special part of this particular scent is the brightness that comes across in it while giving it that ambery touch, which makes it so perfect for a spring and summer fragrance. Floral, spicy, sweet, oriental, slightly fruity from those chords of orange and orange blossom, along with a little bit of touch. I smell somewhat of a little bit of a touch of a plum, or not a peach accord, but more like a plum or a prune accord in that dry down. The sweetness stays with this particular scent, making it one of the most special scents overall that you can have as an ambery based fragrance with a citrus touch and aromatic nuances to it that make it great for spring and summer wear, especially summer evenings, springtime. Man, gorgeous, gorgeous scent. This is one of those scents that I would say is a very well suited scent for suit and tie events, but also can be worn in any season as a casual scent. This is one that can be elevated because of the way it's done with the balsams and the musk and the amber and jasmine and rose, but also a scent that if you bring in yourself as a casually dressed, a well-tailored business casual outfit, or even a upscale tracksuit where you either cashmere or mohair or wool or linen, this will go great in any upscale looking or just a casual where you feel and look put together. Not as you can't wear it sloppily, of course, that's not this type of scent, but if you wear this in some new sneakers, tracksuit, everything is clean, everything is ironed and polished, this scent will bring in such an attraction for you that everyone will be clamoring around to get to you. A great compliment magnet of a scent. The Shooting Stars Dhajala from the house of Xerjoff is one of my favorite scents in the aromatic ambery masterclass, master list for a fragrance connoisseur to have their nose on. Very gorgeous scent, very beautiful, and one that is so unique. You will not smell this fragrance. The women don't put it on because it leans too masculine. Men fear it because it's in the feminine category. But trust me, fellas, this is a scent that you want to get your nose on and just pull out. It's almost like a chypre as well, so that gives it a little bit of a touch of a chypre-based fragrance with some mossy nuances, just as Baniyas is. Very great scent. Love the way this comes across on my skin. Love wearing it. Love the dry down. Love the course that it takes about 4 to 5 hours to dry down on the skin and still have projection and sillage. Great scent. That is Dhajala from the Shooting Stars collection of Xerjoff. Perfect scent for the spring and summer. Next up, guys, what I have for you in thinking about how do you present this scent as a spring scent. It's not difficult, but it is one of those scents that can, it's always been conjured to me that this was the fall winter scent. The more I got into fragrances, the more I found the appeal in a scent like this, which is a Bertrand Duchaufour masterclass in how to create a very exclusive blend that brings off certain interesting nuances to a fragrance that not many fragrances and fragrance houses dare to approach and get to market. It's very hard for a scent like this to take off in the community unless people have come to smell it and then enjoy it and then pronounce it as one of the great scents to put on their list. And I'm going to tell you right now, this is one of those scents. This is not a scent for a new nose. This is not a scent for a nose that can't take edgy, interesting, and to me, what perfumery is all about in some occasions. Very explosive, being artistic, being a variable that you need in your collection, instead of having the same fragrance over and over, purchasing the same fragrance over and over. Get something in your collection that stands out so far above and beyond what you have in your collection that when you pull it out, it not only burns the desire in you for having this collection that you have put together, but it also has people around you being, damn, he smells so damn interesting right now. What is that? That is the scent Obscure, Fusion Sacree Obscure by the house of Majda Bakhali. As I said, done and perfumed by the master Bertrand Duchaufour in around 2012 is when I picked this particular fragrance up. And it is a scent that has stayed with me. It was always, as I stated, a fall fragrance for me, but the more I got into fragrances, the more I understood that year by year, putting these type of scents on in the springtime is one of the best things you can do when trying to be attractive, alluring, sensual, and sexy. And this is one of those fragrances. Very aromatic. It opens up with a rum accord that is sweet, orange, artemisia in this one as well. A nice cardamom spice in this particular scent that goes off without a hitch. This one also, when it has the lavender accord, so this one, it harkens back to what some of the things that Baniyas can do for you while leaning much more edgy. So these can be an actual layer combination that you put on 2 touches of the Fusion Sacree with 1 or 2 touches of the Baniyas, and you will have a scent profile that can be so interesting and so effective in bringing in different people and profiles for you from all the way from ambery, leathery, sweet, fruity nuances to the ambery touches and aromatic touches that you want in the fragrance. It goes into a nice, spicy, warm, spicy heart of coffee, clove. This also has the geranium in it, which is one of those things that's constant throughout this actual pitch of fragrances. Those nice floral touches in the mid that go slightly chypre, but stay in an aromatic essence for the fragrance. The base of this one is one of the things that come up very well throughout this fragrance as well. It has a base of vanilla, benzoin, a touch of a caramel essence. And that's one of the things about this particular scent. It has a burnt caramel essence that really becomes very, very sexy for a person to wear, because the opening of this is the very interesting part. It has that rum, artemisia, a slight touch of what an accord of celery is mentioned in this particular fragrance. The celery accord can be a bit bitter, but once it dries down, it becomes one of those scents that becomes almost a vetiver touch, a very rooty vetiver nuance, woody, rooty vetiver nuance, the way the celery comes off. This has licorice in the base, ambery touches, cedar wood, musk, sandalwood as well. So you see where this particular collection of fragrances go. It's very, very sensual, very, very woody, sexy, aromatic, with slight floral nuances throughout the heart of this particular scent profile that go off spectacularly for someone building a fragrance rotation that wants to have something so interesting that people can't help but say that smells of quite the alluring fragrance for a person to wear. Many people have stated that these are compliment magnets. For me, Baniyas got me quite a few compliments on the first wearing out to a setting that would be a compliment inducing environment. That was the brunch. Baniyas was like, damn, you smell good. 2 women approached me while passing by, standing along the counter. One stated how good it smelled. The other one was the actual bartender, stated how good it smells. So those giving you the feedback, the third-party feedback that you desire, and also giving you knowledge that these are fragrances that you should not be afraid to put in your rotation, your collection, and can sometimes be quite the edgy signature scent for a masculine man. And for me, back to what I originally wanted this connoisseurs conversation to be about was the scent of Baniyas. Now Baniyas, let me see if I can get it back out the boxes. The cough red is quite, the tension on the cough red is quite nice. That means it'll never fall out. But Baniyas for me, from the house of Widian, is one of those fragrances that I really wanted to touch base with the community that watches my channel to let them know this is one of those scents that just goes off. It's like I stated, I would not tell a man to wear something like this if he has any insecurities when it comes to his masculinity. If you have insecurities when it comes to your masculinity, leave this type of fragrance alone. But if you are open to show your masculinity, to know that you are not leaning, but you are a man. Because these fragrances, they have a floral touch, even much more of a floral flair for Baniyas in the first 5 minutes. But once the first 5 minutes wear off, by the time you spray this on and walk out your door, get into your car and go to your destination, that floral touch that is in the opening will dry down. This becomes one of the most grand, ambery, leathery, sweet fragrances for any occasion that you are in and around surrounding of women. This is one of those scents. To me, Baniyas also touches some of the framework of one of my favorite leather scents, which is Regent Leather by the House of Thameen. That's one of my favorite top 10 leathers ever that I've ever smelled. It has some of those nuances where Thameen is a little bit more rich in the warm spiciness of it. Accords, this one is a little more rich in its fruity opening and slight floral accords. So if you are a person that has the Thameen in your collection and you understand what that does, the leather-based spicy floral amber, this one takes some of the tradition out of that particular scent and brings it in that composition and lends itself with a floral touch. Great scent. Great scent that you can share with your woman. Very much so one of the scents that I'm enjoying this spring. As always, guys, I hope that these type of scents can be something that you put in your collection. I hope that you are aware that these fragrances, especially for the masculine skin, especially for someone that comes off with the ability to exude masculinity and just have no apprehension about where he stands on the scale, He doesn't feel anything in the way of having Phenomenal Touch fragrances in his collection. These are great scents to just have put in there and just rock hard. Great profiles, great signature scents, great for spring and summer wear in those occasions that you want to get compliments. This has been a list for you guys. It was meant to be a connoisseur's conversation about Baniyas, but I want to pull out 2 more of the fragrances that really gather this particular type of scent profile and bring it to a cohesive touch to make it coherent, to let you guys know that the ambery, sweet, aromatic fragrances that can become a part of your collection, become part of your spring and summertime rotation, especially in evenings and cooler days, can go off without a hitch and give you all the compliments, all the allure, all the sexiness that you want in your particular fragrance. And they have great profiles that are performance, just the performance on all 3 of these, because of the florals and the ambers colliding together, make for a great and explosive scent profile and performance. This has been a scent profile and connoisseur's conversation based off ambery, sweet aromatics. This has been Baniyas by the House of Widian, Dhajala by the House of Xerjoff, and Majda Bakhali's Obscure Fusion Sacree Obscure. Very unique name for that particular scent. All 3 great bottles to have in your collection as well. The presentations are beautiful. These are scents that I say you guys get your nose on. You can find most of these on the market in any, mostly right now, I would say look to scents like Lucky Scent. I know they have each and every one of these as a viable option to get samples of. So just take your time with these particular scents, get them in your rotation, see how they feel on the skin. This has been a list. I hope you guys enjoyed it. As always, until the next video, if you find anything of entertaining or educational about this particular scent profile, tap in, let me know what you guys think. If these are scents that are already in your profile, already in your collection, already something that you are looking forward and attracted to getting, let me know. Tap in down below. And until next time, you guys have a blessed and wonderful week, and I'll see you in the next video.